Today I'm going to tell you which states have the most homes in foreclosure in September of 2022. I think by now most of us that have a passing interest in real estate, personal finance, and the news know that the real estate market is on shaky ground right now. The economy is weird, inflation is twisted, and people have actually started to say crazy things like, I think I'd rather move to Arkansas than California. I think that's like a sign of the apocalypse, relocating to Little Rock. It's right between war and famine. When states or cities start seeing a jump in foreclosures, you know times are about to get rough in that place. I'm going to show you where they are now as far as their foreclosures and where they were in 2019 before everything went down the drain. Got it? Get it? Good. Let's take a look. Number 10, California. Our old friend California starts off our list with a lot of foreclosures. The counties with the most foreclosures right now are Lake County, Trinity, Kern, Merced, and Yuba. I'm not surprised about Kern or Yuba. In 2019, 1 out of every 5,300 homes was in foreclosure. In September of 2022, it's 1 in every 3,394. Number 9, Nevada. Yep, the Silver State makes number 9. And surprisingly, Nevada is the last one on this list west of the Mississippi River. I honestly thought Oregon and maybe even Washington would be on this list. No, strange. But anyway, moving on. Nevada's got a lot of problems going on with their real estate. And the vast majority of what's happening there and with the foreclosures is happening in Clark County, where Las Vegas is. Elko and Humboldt also have some, but they don't have that many people out there and that many houses. So it's nothing compared to what's going on in Clark County with Vegas. This one I'm a little surprised about because Las Vegas, to me, growing up and everything, that's where everyone moved to. Everyone was buying houses, they were building, and it just, I don't know, I never really thought of it as a place to have a lot of foreclosures, but here they are. In 2019, 1 out of every 4,700 homes in Nevada were in foreclosure. In September of 2022, it's 1 in every 3,380. That's a jump, not as much as some of the other ones on this list, but it's a bit of a jump. Number 8, Maryland. So this one surprised me again. I really thought Baltimore was going to show up on this one. But no, the counties with the most foreclosures right now are Charles, St. Mary's, and Cecil. Prince George's County is pretty high too, but not as bad as those other ones. The state's foreclosure rate in 2019 was 1 in every 4,400, thereabouts, varied month to month, like I said. And in September of 2022, it was 1 in 3,326. Pretty high rate. Number 7, Indiana. Indiana's starting to grow on me. I did those videos for MakeMyMove.com, and I've done a lot of research on Indiana since then. They have some places like South Bend, and Indianapolis has some crime. There's a few other places, Gary, but there are a lot of really nice rural towns in Indiana that you should probably call home if you're looking. Like I was just saying, in the states with the most pride, Indiana, they're not really proud of the state as much as they're proud of each other. Strange. At least strange for someone that was born and raised in California with a bunch of superficial people. How we are. The most foreclosures going on in Indiana right now are Blackford, St. Joseph County, and Wayne County. In 2019, the foreclosure rate in Indiana was 1 in every 4,700 homes. In September of 2022, it jumped to 1 in every 3,120. That's a pretty high rate there too. It's getting worse here. Number 6, Ohio. This one doesn't surprise me at all. I mean, Ohio's had financial problems since forever. Not just the state, the people, the companies. I always hope things will get better for Ohio. I mean, there's a lot of good people living there and they've got a lot of history. It's just they get dealt bad hands all the time, sort of like West Virginia does. The counties with the most foreclosures in Ohio are Cuyahoga, Pickaway, and Fairfield. Their foreclosure rate in 2019 was 1 in every 3,300 homes. In September of 2022, it was 1 in every 2,955. Like I said, not much of a jump, but it's not good. Number 5, Florida. You know, I don't think I expected this one to be on the list. I mean, it's a very popular state. Their real estate is somewhat affordable compared to other states that are popular. I wonder if their popularity is going to take another hit after this hurricane they just had. Hurricane Ian, that one wrecked some places, and I feel bad for those people. But every time they have a major hurricane or any state that has a major disaster, its popularity kind of drops a little bit. And Hurricane Ian was pretty bad. Florida counties that are hardest hit by foreclosures are Calhoun, Gadsden, Gadsden, and Hamilton. In 2019, 1 in every 4,900 Florida homes was in foreclosure, and in September of 2022, that jumped to 1 in every 2,950. Number 4, New Jersey, the Garden State. How'd they show up here? Their taxes are so high, probably just people going into foreclosure because of back taxes, I imagine. In case you don't know, New Jersey is the most taxed state in the United States. And they're like well above number 2. The counties with the most foreclosures in New Jersey are Cumberland, Sussex, and Camden. In 2019, their foreclosure rate was 1 in 3,600 homes. In September of 2022, it was 1 in 2,441. Number 3, South Carolina. South Carolina, now this one doesn't surprise me. In my opinion, there's 2 completely different South Carolinas. There's the Low Country, which has Charleston, Hilton Head, Bluffton, and that whole area. And then you have the rest of South Carolina. And that's where a vast majority of the foreclosures in the Palmetto State are happening. Those counties would be Kershaw, Barnwell, and Richland. In 2019, the foreclosure rate in South Carolina was 1 in every 4,100. That was the lowest year ever in like the history of tracking foreclosures. In September of 2022, it was 1 in every 2,417. Number 2, Delaware. The first state is number 2 on this list, and it's also the 6th least populated state in the country. Last year, Delaware was the number 1 spot for foreclosures. Delaware has definitely seen some better times. Not a lot of people know much about Delaware. I mean, their biggest city is Wilmington, and people never talk about it. Only people from Wilmington really know anything about Wilmington. I put a video up of Wilmington, North Carolina on one of my videos just to see if anyone would notice. Like 3 people noticed. It was just up there briefly, but still, I just wanted to see if anyone said anything. It was like 2 days after the video went up, 3 people said something. Right now, majority of the foreclosures in Delaware are happening in Newcastle, Kent, and Sussex. In 2019, their foreclosure rate was 1 in every 3,200, and in September of 2022, it jumped up to 1 in every 2,287. Not much of a jump, but yeah, it's bad. Not as bad as number 1 on this list. All right, before we get to number 1, don't forget we have another channel called On This Day. There's a link down below. Go over there and watch some videos. All right, on to number 1. And number 1, Illinois. Yes, everyone's favorite punching bag, Illinois. Illinois is a great state. It has some rough parts of Chicago that's the only thing that really makes the news. So of course everyone thinks the entire state is just horrible. It's not. And half of Chicago, I'd say more than half of Chicago, about 75% of Chicago's wonderful place to live. It's just their 25% bad areas, those people work overtime to make it bad. If crime was a game, every year Southside Chicago would be like the MVP of the league. I guess that's what happens when you have the most murders. Nobody ever pays attention to the fact that you're actually ranked like 20th when it comes to your murder rate. Majority of the foreclosures going on in the great state of Illinois are Peoria, Crawford, and Kendall. In 2019, the foreclosure rate in Illinois was 1 out of every 2,800 homes. And in September of 2022, it was 1 in every 1,926 homes. That's not good. And honestly, I mean, I'm not a real estate expert or anything like that. I'm not an economist, but I only think the numbers on these are going to get much worse over the next 4 or 5 years. Do I personally think we're going to have a collapse like we had in 2008? No, I think it'll be bad. I don't think it'll get that bad, but we'll see. I don't have all the answers. All right, that's today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you got some information out of it. Now go out, have a productive day, and be nice to each other.